Hey guys, Teaksy here and welcome back to the channel. Now, what you're seeing on the screen is happening. You're not dreaming, you're not just pretending that it's happening. We are on Vanguard and today's video is a Vanguard gameplay. Now, I know I put a video up, I think it was like 2 videos ago, saying I was back on Cold War and I was there to stay and kind of explain the reasons why I wasn't enjoying Vanguard and why I didn't want to play it. But with the new Caldera Warzone map releasing in the last week or so, it's suddenly the hard reality hit me that because I've got none of the weapons on Vanguard or very little of them leveled up, I was in a little bit of a disadvantage. I mean, I know you can still use Cold War and Modern Warfare weapons, but I kind of thought to myself, no, I need to make sure that I've got some Vanguard weapons leveled up. So initially the plan was just to jump back on and run some Vanguard and level the guns up, but I've actually started to enjoy myself a little bit, started to get to grips with the game a bit. It feels like it's calmed down a little bit from that early sort of release where like every lobby was just absolutely insane. Still having to take a bit of a different approach to Cold War. I think that, you know, on Cold War I go on there and I kind of expect every game to go really well, whereas with Vanguard you have to accept that some are going to be good and some are going to be horrible, but it has for the most part been a little bit better. So today I've got a Shipment gameplay up. This was a pretty decent gameplay, one of my probably best gameplays I've had on the game so far, and one where Shipment actually went my way. I will admit though, the dead drop field upgrade is ridiculously overpowered. Surely they've got to do something about that. I mean, I do get one set of dogs in this game legit, but the other one I get through the dead drop, and it just seems way too easy the way it saves the kill streak you're on. I think I spawn back in and need like 1 kill to get dogs. It's just absolutely ridiculous. But while this gameplay's playing in the background today, guys, I'm just going to chat through a couple of things that I've noticed since I've been back on the game. Now, these aren't game-changing things. I mean, obviously, there's still camos that need to be fixed. You know, the kill cam and the sort of best play thing needs to be fixed as well, and there's probably some other bits and pieces. But for me, these were just kind of things that I noticed when I was playing the game. They're probably maybe not big things to a lot of people, but just stuff I think that would improve the game. So, initially, the fact that there's no leaderboards, as far as I can see, that might sound a bit stupid, but I've always loved leaderboards, being able to sort of compare your stats to your friend's stats, and then obviously being able to see where you stack up, you know, in the world, and also, you know, when, you know, sometimes grinding leaderboards, I mean, you know, for the top players can be quite a big thing. So I'm a little bit surprised that they've not got it in there, especially considering I think the leaderboards in Modern Warfare 19 and Cold War were really, really decent. I know you always get people that hack on there, and there's always somebody at the top who's got ridiculous stats, but I think it'd be pretty decent to see that. Another thing is levels not shown properly in the game. Now, this might just be me being OCD or something, but it's like if you're Prestige 1, once you get into the game, it will say like number 1 next to your name, and then if you're Prestige 2, it will say number 2 next to your name. Whereas in the lobby, it will show you exactly what level someone is. So I don't know, might be a bit of a weird thing, but for me, I think it'd be better to see the levels when you're in the game as well, and also not being able to see your deaths in certain game modes on the sort of in-game leaderboards. I mean, it's a bit weird as well because it was the same on Modern Warfare 19, you know, certain game modes you could see it, certain games you couldn't, and I don't know, I just like to see how well I'm doing. I mean, it doesn't really matter, it's not a big deal. I think you know when you're having a good one and when you know when you're having a bad one, but I think for me it'd be cool to get that in. I'd like to see a few more game modes in the game. I know that Control's meant to be on the way. Apparently from a competitive standpoint it's not really ready, so it'll be interesting to see when they drop that, whether they drop it into pubs and how well it plays. And also, you know me, huge fan of Demolition. I think Demolition has been so successful since they brought it back on Cold War. It's always been in my favourite Call of Duties, like Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, Black Ops 1, 2 and 3. And I just don't know, it's one of them games that's kind of been in and out throughout the years, but ever since it's come back on Cold War, I think it's been successful. You always get full lobbies. If people leave, new people join. So I don't see why it's not a game mode that's in from the start, but it'd be nice if they could bring a few extra modes. I don't mind playing Hardpoint and Dom and Patrol, but you know, when your favourite mode's not in the game, it can be a little bit frustrating. Lobbies not filling when people leave, that's really frustrating because I feel like a lot of the time that I join games, it puts me in games that are halfway through, yet when you're in a game and maybe half the other team rage quits and no one joins, it's, you know, no one wants that. It just slows the game down, it's just a waste of time, and I think they need to try and sort that out. It'd be good to see map voting return. I know why it's probably not in at the moment. I think when a game first releases, they probably want all of their maps to be played, so they don't put the map voting in, but for me, there's a handful of maps where I'm just backing straight out. You know, you don't want to play them, so it'd just be nice if they gave you the option to vote. Kill streaks, it's not always clear, I don't think, what's going on in terms of who's got streaks. I mean, you know, if you've got an enemy dog running after you, then you know it's enemy dogs. But it's just not as clear like when people call stuff in, I don't think. I think there's a lot going on, and it would just be cool if it was a little bit clearer. Maybe there's a setting somewhere to change it up. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being stupid, but it might just be handy to kind of, you know, just say enemy something inbound or friendly inbound. It just, I think, would be better. In terms of kill streaks, again, the bombing run, I think when you use it, I don't think it should be able to kill you. It's just frustrating because you don't have any control over where you place the bomb and run. So you call it in, and then, you know, you may be on another streak, and then you get absolutely wiped out by it. It just seems a little bit silly to me, but yeah, you know, it's not a big thing. It's just, I think, something that could be changed. Enemy dogs do not need to come up on the radar. That is something that's really frustrating. So if you've got like intel, I don't know if it's the same as spy plane. I don't really run spy planes, but if you've got intel and then the enemy team's got dogs, the dogs show up on your radar as well. And I just don't think it's necessary because, you know, you can hear when a dog's chasing you, you know when a dog's running at you. And the problem is, it just, you get so, you know, you go to look at the radar, just, you know, see what's going on, and then you see 3 dots, and then it's like, you don't know what's going on. If they're around the corner, you don't know that it's not a player, and it's just a little bit frustrating. I think that, you know, it definitely it leads to maybe some more deaths than there should be, but that's just in my opinion. And the last little bit on the radar as well is, for me, the arrows are a little bit too small. You know, again, that's just a personal preference. I think on Cold War, if you've got like Harp or something, they're really quite big and quite easy to follow. Whereas on Vanguard, they're quite small, so you know, it can be very difficult sometimes to pinpoint where people are. But maybe that's why they did it, to make it a little bit more challenging when you've got like unlimited radar up or something. But yeah, guys, they're just some things I've noticed while I've been on the game. They're not game-changing things, so don't get me as this being me slagging the game off. I've actually been having quite a bit more fun recently. I think it's been going a lot better, and I think moving forward, it's probably just safer for me to say there's going to be content. It might be Cold War, it might be Vanguard, it might be Warzone. I don't know. It could be any one of them, but yeah, I've definitely been having a lot more fun with it. So that's going to do it for this video, guys, from me at least. I hope you do enjoy today's video. If you do, please do hit the like button down below. And if you are brand new around here and want to find your way back for more, please do consider subscribing to the channel. And as always, guys, I hope everyone has a great day. Enjoy the rest of the video, and I'll catch you all in the next one.